I've referenced this many times before about Tucker Carlson. He sat down with Bill O'Reilly. Back in 99, Tucker Carlson had written a book. And this is when he was more sort of like a new wave of conservatives.
Magazine writer.
A magazine writer, and was talking about, and I think part of it's in the book, but he also really mentioned it on an interview on C-SPAN. And we've played this clip on multiple times. And my theory has always been that Tucker Carlson had a theory about Bill O'Reilly. And at one point, Tucker Carlson realized, hey, wait a second, that theory was wrong. The accountability that I thought would happen to Bill O'Reilly never happened. Maybe I can do that. And that's exactly what Tucker Carlson ended up doing. But here is Bill O'Reilly confronting him. And just to show you how much of a bald-faced liar Tucker Carlson is, here it is.
Email you directly with their personal problems?
That's right. And I can't tell you how successful it's been.
What have you learned from that? Are the nature of people's problems changing?
Well,
you must learn a lot about people.
You're quoted at one time, and Carlson and I never really knew each other that well because he was in D.C., I'm in New York, but you were quoted at, and I don't know if this is an accurate quote or not, because 90% of the stuff written about you and me is not true. But it was like, oh, O'Reilly's a populist. But if it ever comes out that he's an elitist masquerading as a populist, his career will be over. That's what you were saying to your staff, according to one dispatch.
Untrue.
But it is true. If you didn't say it, that's fine. But if you had said it, I wouldn't be mad because it's absolutely true. I made my whole success looking out for the folks. That's what I do. I couldn't care less about going to the parties or any of that. So the point is that we've developed a program to help individuals on Bill O'Reilly.
Okay. So there's like there's dueling lies here. One, let's address we'll address whether Tucker Carlson ever said that in the first place. But Bill O'Reilly,
I'm not sure if he said it to his staff.
Multi-millionaire. So rich. The way that he treated the little folk, we already know, right? Like,
say, baby, put down that pipe and get my pipe up.
Now, of course, that's fiction. He's just reading from his book. But the stuff that he said to Andrea Macris, who was his producer, was more or less the same. Loofah sponge will loof you up.
MFer, I want more iced tea.
I mean, yeah, this guy is, was just like has the aesthetics of a populist. Went to Harvard, like all, multi-millionaire. And even Tucker Carlson back in 99, despite the fact that he just said, never said it, not true. Here's Tucker Carlson saying it back in the day.
From your book, Bill O'Reilly's success is built on the perception that he really is who he claims to be. If he ever gets caught out of character, it's over.
That's right. I say before that Bill O'Reilly's really talented. He's more talented than I am. He's got a lot more viewers than I do. He's a better communicator than I am. But I think there's kind of a deep phoniness at the center of his shtick. And again, as I say, the shtick is sort of built on this perception that he is the character he plays. He is every man, this kind of, he's not right-wing, he's a populist. This kind of Irish Catholic populist fighting for you against the powers that be. And that's great as a shtick, but I'm just saying the moment that it's revealed not to be true, it's over. The moment he gets caught, slapping a flight attendant on the Concorde for not bringing his champagne fast enough, or barking at, one of his subordinates to take the, brown M&Ms out of my bowl and get me a bottle of Evian, or something like that. The second that makes page 6, it's over, right? Because the whole thing is predicated on the fact that he is who he says he is, and just nobody is that person, especially not someone who makes $1 million, or many millions a year, as he does.
At Huntington Beach, California.
Yeah, get over here and I will rub your body down with a loofah. It's not exactly take the brown M&Ms out. And if I remember correctly, the way that destroyed his career was not at all. It was the second round of payments that ended his career. And it wasn't because the audience had a problem with it. It was like that his corporate bosses were like, we can't afford this anymore. But my theory's always been that Tucker Carlson had that theory about Bill O'Reilly and then just watched for years how that never happened. That nobody cares, that you can actually pretend that you are a populist, which Tucker Carlson now does, right? I mean, he had such disdain for populism at that time, but now he's a right-wing populist.
Yep.
That's exactly what he is. And an anti-establishment right-wing populist, and is just as much of a phony as Bill O'Reilly, if not more.
More of a chicken shit, because at least Bill O'Reilly's willing to bring that up, which could be like a touchy moment, and Carlson just runs away from
He's
it.
just a coward. And so, you know, like for O'Reilly, it's the ultimate show of disrespect. Like, I'm going to lie to your face, and you're going to know it. And if you don't know it right now, which of course O'Reilly does, there's no way O'Reilly never saw that clip that we just showed you. There's no way.
There's no way he doesn't think about it all the time.
100%. That clip is 24 years old. And Bill O'Reilly just brought it up now in has been waiting probably 24 years to talk about that clip. Right. And
First opportunity.
Tucker Carlson lies to him to his face. And then Bill O'Reilly lies in that, like, the fact is, I am a populist. I didn't go to parties. You didn't go to parties because nobody invited you to parties. But you're sitting in your God knows how many 10,000 square foot house. To the extent that you have any mitigation on your money was just because your ex-wife probably took a ton of it. Because you were so abusive. You had to pay her off not to get too vocal about that. But the idea that this guy's actually a populist, or I should say a man of the people. But it's amazing. It's amazing, like the multiple lies bouncing back and forth there. It's
It's like, okay, you're going to deny that, but I still had a point I wanted to make about it.
Right, exactly.
True.
I mean, if I was Bill O'Reilly, I'd be pretty pissed. I mean, Al Franken at least had the guts to call you a liar to your face. Tucker Carlson just sort of wormed around and pretended.
Oh,
like,
no, sir. I would never have.
I would have never have said anything like that. And the thing is that Bill O'Reilly knew exactly that he did.
Yep.
With 100% knew.